Hello, my people. Welcome back to your girl show. Life is real. My name is Stephen Fuller, who's new, that's coming on, listening to me. I appreciate it. But let's give all honor and glory to God, my people. But I want to talk about how to get a narcissist out your life. You got to be very serious about it, because this is a very serious situation. You have to cut them off all platforms. Cut them off all platforms. Stop worrying about what they doing, who they with, where they at, and how they looking. Stop worrying about that stuff. You're not going to get over anyone worrying about them. You have to really get them out your heart and your mind. You got to ask God to help you, because you can't do it by yourself. Ask God to help you. Pray about it. Pray about it. You got to do no contact. You got to change all your information, because you know when you be together, you give everybody all your information. You give them your Gmail and all this stuff. You got to change all that stuff. It's just like you see them move. When they leave one place, they use money. They don't use credit cards, so they can't get tracked. That's how you got to do with a narcissist. You don't want him to track you. So, but if you got kids, it's a little different. If if they helped you a little bit with the money or whatever. But other than that, if you ain't got no kids, well, cut them off completely. Ain't no reason for you to keep going back. There's no reason for you to keep going back. There's no reason for you to check on them. You hear me? You gotta stop the sexual acts you do with them. Don't have sex with them anymore. All the little things you used to do, like playing cards and smoking and sharing cigarettes, sharing blunts, sharing drinks. Come on, let's get a drink and chill. You got to cut all that out, especially the sex part. You have to cut it out. You have to cut all that stuff out. You got to, even when you leaving them, you still living together. You have to cut out. Don't even sleep in the same bed with one another. You hear me? You have to cut everything out in order for you to get away. Every time, wherever you thinking you moving to, keep it to yourself. Don't even tell your best cousin. Don't even tell your best, because the devil have monitoring spirits looking and listening, and you'll never know. People don't tell you everything. People don't tell you everything, who they texting in their phone or who they call. You hear me? You got to delete all. You can't tell nobody nothing. You got to keep it to yourself and God. Let God help you and guide you. Because you can't tell a narcissist or a cousin narcissist or any narcissist, because all of them stick together. You got to be able to keep your mouth shut and move. Move in silence. When they say move in silence, you really got to move in silence when you leaving a narcissist. Sometimes if you got a narcissist that have money, I don't know about that situation, because some narcissists do have money, some narcissists don't. You hear me? So it all depends on what type of narcissist you have. You have to cut out being in the same place as he be, or being where you used to be with the narcissist. You got to really cut it off. Some people don't be want to cut stuff out. People still like to dip and dab and say they gonna leave. We all say we'll leave for a long period of time, and then we'll end up back over there. Or like when me and I used to get into it, I be like, I'm finna go, and then you telling people, then you still to stand. You got to really make up in your mind. You really got to make it up in your mind. Then you and the narcissist fight, then you leave, then you go back and it's all good, then you mess up and fight again. I'm telling you, you got to really make up your mind. You got to cut off everything y'all do together. Cut it off. Real talk. But it is hard to leave a person. Even though they are narcissists, it's really hard to leave a person, especially when you got them soul ties connected. When you got them soul ties, it's very hard. Even when you separated, you still married and you're not separated, you're not divorced. You got to get a divorce. And then you still got to ask God to help break that soul tie, because God still see you as one. When we get married to people out here in this world, God consider us as one. See, we ain't reading the Bible. Ain't nobody teaching us this stuff. You have to get a soul tie disconnect. You got to disconnect the soul tie. You got to have the things that he bought you and stuff. You got to throw all that stuff away, because they ain't nothing but memories. They ain't gonna do nothing but take you down memory lane. I'm telling you, it's real in the field. All them purses, all them nice jewelry, you got to cut it off. You got to throw it away. Real talk, my people. But it's a lot. You got to, how to get a narcissist out your life. You got to go ghost. You got to act like you never knew them. But it's a little difficult when you got kids. But if it's not, if you don't got no kids, you could do it. But you got to love yourself. Know that you are valuable. You got to know you have to love yourself. You got to love yourself and know you deserve better. But I've been going on and on and on and on. Oh, drop my earpiece. But real talk.